Thank you, and once more welcome to our channel. And on this particular video I'll be speaking about one of the other mysteries of money and wealth, and this is the mystery of giving. Now, in one of the earlier videos I talked about the fact that you can never solve anybody's financial problems, and that is actually true, but that does not mean that you should not be able to give. Now, all the people, and if you check all the wealthiest people in the world, they also happen to be the biggest givers. And even in scripture, those of us who are Christians, you remember even the Bible talks about the hand that gives is blessed, more blessed than the hand that receives. And nobody knows exactly how it works. But one thing that is generally agreed in the world of money and finance is that what you give, it comes back double-fold or threefold or five-fold or whichever fold it comes back into. So whatever you give out, it comes back more than you gave out. And this is one of the mysteries that nobody knows how it works, but actually we know it works. If you look at the scripture and in Malachi, the Bible talks about God asking for 10%, and actually it tells us, test me and see whether I will not bless you. So giving is actually aligned to the divine will of God, but also it is one of the key mysteries around money and wealth. And when I speak about you can never solve the problems of people, I don't mean that you do not give. No. Now, when I speak about giving here, I speak about being able to know when I'm giving to a worthy cause, and when I'm actually paying black tax. In an earlier video I talked actually about black tax. The giving I'm speaking about in this particular context is not the black tax that you pay. For example, if you need to know when you're paying black tax, for example, if you're paying school fees for your siblings, you're contributing to all these manner of functions, rural shows, you're contributing towards weddings, those things are not given. They are actually black tax. Now, the part of giving is when you give without expecting anything in return. For example, when you go to an orphanage where we have these children who do not have parents, and you go there, you donate your money, you donate foodstuffs without expecting anything in return, then that is giving. When you go out there and maybe set a foundation or pick a child who is needy, they need school fees, you do not know them, you do not expect anything from them, you do not even go and post and tell people that I'm paying school fees for this particular child, then that's giving. And the reason why I talk about this kind of giving is that if you check all these richest people in the world, and I said it happened to be actually one of the biggest people who give out. You look at like people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and all the others. These people have established foundations with very specific mandates and functions to what they give. In this case, they are actually rewarded in their giving to the extent that they are actually not in the space where they are like paying black tax, because their money goes and house people in Africa, countries probably where they have never been, people they will never meet, and they donate. For example, you look at things like malaria in Kenya, you look at the HIV, AIDS, many of these actually depend on donations from some of these richest people. They do not know who these beneficiaries are. I see a lot, for example, when politicians are campaigning, they go around giving goodies here and there, trying to donate because of political mileage. That is not a kind of giving I'm talking about. In that case, you are giving so that you can get votes or so that's not kind of giving that I'm talking about. When you give out and then you start taking pictures of the beneficiaries and then you start putting them on your social media saying, oh, I helped this child, oh, I did this. That's not kind of giving I'm talking about. The giving that brings these particular blessings is where you agree and you say, this I'm setting aside to benefit or to help somebody else, or for a worthy cause that makes life better for somebody else, and you do not expect anything. In fact, many of the people who are givers and who are this piece of giving, the giving that I'm talking about, and I'm blind here, they actually never know how the beneficiaries are. So when you're giving, if you want to unlock this mystery of giving, then you need to be able to distinguish paying black tax. When you're paying black tax, you are not giving. And I said, if, for example, you're paying school fees for your siblings, you're contributing towards Ora shows, you're contributing towards weddings, that's not the kind of giving that we are talking about here. Now, I said earlier, if you want to master your finances, you must learn to say no. And saying no does not mean that you do not give. When you say no to black tax. And if you choose to pay black tax, then be aware when you're paying black tax and when you're giving. It's called, because many of us end up paying black tax thinking that we're giving, but all we are doing is to pay black tax. And I said earlier, sometimes we end up paying more black tax actually than the tax we pay to the government. It's only that we don't give track of what we're doing. So it's good to set part of your income. You do not have to be rich to give. You can give even the small amount that you can afford. As long as you're giving it out of a clean heart and for a worthy cause, then that brings you blessing. Unfortunately for many of us, we think you can only give when you have money. That is not true. And actually the fact that you're not giving could be part of the reason actually why you remain poor. Because you're not releasing part of what you've been blessed with. So this mystery of giving, it's quite profound in the this discussion of money and wealth. It's something that nobody really understands. That's why we call it actually a mystery. And what you give comes back. So that is absolutely true, and you can test it. Have you ever noticed that the poor countries like in Kenya and many other African countries are the ones that don't give to anything? But look at all the richest countries that keep on helping us. They keep on growing richer and richer. Look at the people who you know, people who have money, they have wealth, and they actually give a lot. They keep on increasing their wealth. And you who keep on holding back, you keep on squeezing, saying, oh, I can't give because I'm poor, I can't give because I do not have, you actually never unlock this mystery of giving. So what you need to learn is to appreciate this aspect of giving, because when you give out, you actually appreciate that you received, because you received from somewhere. And when you give out, you are actually appreciating and saying that I have confidence that I'm going to get more. And you are actually giving a statement of faith that you are able to receive more. Now, I'll give you some of the very funny scientific facts that we know. For example, if you look at these water bodies like lakes and seas and oceans, the ones that do not have outlets, their water is salty and it becomes unsuitable for use. But you check lakes, for example, that like Lake Victoria, that has an inlet and a river that flows out of it. It is a freshwater lake. So those who give, they are actually asserting and showing that they have faith they will be able to make more. And they are actually confirming and asking for more. So when you give, you actually expressing that faith, that your faith and your confidence that you're going to receive more. So don't be like a saltwater lake that only receives and never gives away. So if you want to unlock this mystery of money and wealth, this is one thing that we'll have to unlock. Personal financial experts recommend that you give at least 10% of your income. You give it away, and don't give it expecting anything in return. Distinguish between when you're paying black tax again and when you're giving. When you give cheerfully, give freely, and you'll be able to unlock this mystery of giving. As I finish, nobody knows how and why, but it actually works. Thank you, and see you in my next video.